1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honey Bee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go and 31 Days of Horror. Mars Needs Movies. This is day number 4. I am your host, Precious D, and with me once again is my brother, Pretentious D.
Hi.
Today we're looking at not Mars Needs Women, but Mars Needs Moms. Let's get the stats out for it. It is from 2011. It is directed by Simon Wells, screenplay by Simon Wells and Wendy Wells, based on a book, Mars Needs Moms, by Berkeley Breathed.
Is that the right way to pronounce that? I should have looked that up. Are you
fucking
familiar
know.
with Berkeley Breathed?
Wasn't he?
He was the
Bloom
author
County?
of Bloom County,
Yeah.
or still is, I believe. It's gone through a couple different iterations, but they are still in. He's still making comics now. Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know it was because it went away for a long time.
it did, but he's brought it back.
The budget was Budget was 150 million. The box office was 39.2 million.
Yes, I got a pop-up on my Facebook from the Orwellian algorithm shortly after watching the movie. That was a pop-up video about the movie saying that it was the biggest flop ever. Now, I looked that up. It is not the biggest flop ever, but some argued that it's in the top 4 as far as negative return
Right.
on investment.
What was the biggest? Was it still Heaven's Gate?
I think so, although the Cleopatra, the old classic Cleopatra,
Oh, really?
is still up there. don't know
I
if
didn't
it's
realize that was a flop.
Oh yeah, the one with Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I knew it got some bad.
They spent millions and millions of dollars, elaborate sets and everything. But
Okay.
but yes, this one did not make back its money.
No, not anywhere
not
close
anywhere
to
close.
that.
No.
That's terrible. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good either. It was just kind
Yeah.
of meh.
Yeah, that was my. Although when I first saw it, I thought, "Oh, that's not great," but it was an okay movie. As I've thought about it more, I'm beginning to think it's actually pretty bad.
Okay.
But we can get into that.
All right. The cast is Seth Green is the motion capture for Milo, but not the voice. But they did, in the closing credits, show a bunch of the motion capture stuff. So we got to see a little bit of his actual performance.
Well, and initially, from what I read, they had planned on using Seth Green's voice, but then somebody in the production, some of the higher-ups said, no, we need to have a little kid's
He didn't
voice.
sound young
so
enough.
So they brought in a younger voice after they had shot and filmed the whole thing.
Well, that's where
and
they
they
went
brought in
wrong.
a 12-year-old kid.
Clearly, that's where they went wrong.
That's part of where
If
they
they
went
had
wrong.
just left Seth Green's voice in there, everything would have been fine.
Well, I don't know about that, but it certainly would have helped.
It would have made more than 39.
Yeah, probably.
Dan Fogler as Gribble, Elizabeth Harnois as Key, Mindy Sterling as the supervisor, Joan Cusack as Milo's mother, Kevin Cahoon as Wingnut, D. Bradley Baker as Two-Cat, Tom Everett Scott as Milo's father, Raymond Robert and Ryan Ochoa as Martian hatchlings. And then it lists a bunch of other people just as random Martians. Well, I'm sorry. Seth Dusky was Milo's voice.
Yes. And he was 12 years old at the time, apparently, and hasn't done much more. Interestingly, the supervisor, did you recognize her?
I thought I did.
She's Frau Farbissina from the Austin
Yeah,
Powers movies.
yes,
And
yeah.
a lot of that sort of runs in those circles.
Yeah.
Joan Cusack, of course, I'm sure the listeners know. And I was a little disappointed in that she did a fine job, but she wasn't used that much.
No.
You know, she wasn't, for being the titular mom, she was not actually in much of the movie.
Yeah.
And speaking of the title, it should have been called Mars Needs a Mom, not Mars needs
Yeah,
moms.
they didn't need multiple
because they
moms.
only needed one.
Yeah, but I guess they wanted. It's not Mars needs woman.
Right.
So, I think they were just stuck with that format. I didn't make a whole lot of notes. I wrote don't like the face designs.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably another one of their problems.
Yes.
A little bit of Uncanny Valley.
They had not quite made it across
but
the valley
not,
yet.
Yeah, and well, it's almost Uncanny Valley, but not quite. I think it's just not that great a design.
Yeah.
Although I did think Gribble looked a little more,
Gribble looked the most human.
but also the most uncanny.
Yeah.
Kid just looked ugly. Mom kind of looked ugly.
Yeah.
The Martians were fine.
Yeah. Martians were even a little cute. And there was a kind of weird interspecies romance subplot
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah.
But it was fine. That was cute. I did think, aside from the faces, I thought some of the design work was good. I thought some of the stuff in Mars,
Yeah.
so the Martians and their environment, I thought was pretty cool, pretty creative. Particularly, there's a character, Key, who tags some of the Martian things with psychedelic artwork, which I thought was pretty fun.
Yeah. My other two notes are Secronauts. Gribble claims to be from President Reagan's secret astronauts, the Secronauts. And he's been on Mars for a while. Reagan's not president anymore when this comes out.
Right.
And Hippie Alien was my other.
Yes,
note.
well, it's clear the aliens have access to American pop culture, but for some reason,
At least to one episode of one sitcom.
that
has
called-
hippies on it.
called Freaks in the Street. Okay. But you have to look very carefully to see that title.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't. sitting
Somebody's
that close.
watching it. Yeah, so the bit of their Martian revolutionary culture that is not totalitarian is bad 70s or 80s sitcom
And
version of
was
60s
the joke that
culture.
the police were showing them how to paint a proper chrysanthemum on their
Yes.
van?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because again, it
I
looks
think it was a kind of like, hey, what are you doing there? We're painting a chrysanthemum on the van. No, that's not how you paint a chrysanthemum.
Which
this
is
is
kind
how
of
you paint a chrysanthemum.
Monty Python Romans Go Home
Yeah.
kind of bit.
Because maybe it wasn't their own van they were painting.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
unclear.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they were far out, man.
Yes, a lot of that. So I did think of the good things about the movie before I talk about some of the bad things. Dan Fogler is an interesting character. I don't know if people know him that well, but I know him from The Goldbergs, where he plays the ne'er-do-well but well-meaning Uncle Melvin as a recurring character. But he's been in lots of other stuff. He got his start on Broadway, actually won a Tony.
Okay, he was in Balls of Fury.
He was in Balls of Fury.
I saw that.
He's been in a couple things that he produced that were very low budget, that were not.
Oh, he's the dude in Fantastic Beasts.
Yes, that's probably his biggest bit. And he was also in this year's horrible Juliet and Romeo, a pop music version of Romeo and Juliet that apparently kind of fell under the radar and has not made back its budget either. So unfortunately, poor
Bad
Dan
record.
Fogler might start getting
Bad track record. then.
getting a bad track record. Yes, although. Did you do a dive into who Simon Wells, the writer and director of this, was?
No, I didn't look into that.
He is the great-grandson of H.G. Wells.
Okay.
And has actually directed a time machine movie.
Oh, okay.
Although most of
I
his...
saw that, but I don't remember at the time realizing the director. Maybe I knew it at the time and just forgot about it because I didn't care for that.
I haven't seen that. And as befits this movie, most of his other work has been in animation, not in live action.
American Tail 5 Will Goes West.
Yes,
We're
yes.
back, a dinosaur story, Balto, Prince of Egypt. Isn't that the one about Moses where they don't mention God?
I think so, yes. The fairly sanitized one.
Time Machine and Mars Needs Moms are his directing things. He's got some story artist credits and things like that. But there you go. Supervising animator credits. So just brief plot summary. A mom gets kidnapped by Martians, literal Martians, who take her to their trash planet. Kid jumps on the ship as it's taking off. They've just had a minor argument, and he said something he regrets. And the Martians are being raised by nanny bots that have to be reprogrammed every time.
Every generation, every 25 years
Yeah.
for some reason.
Ugh.
So, spoiler, Gribble's mother was the previous generation's mom that was programmed for that generation of nanobots. It's not made clear why her programming couldn't be duplicated for the next generation.
There's also a weird, I mean, maybe they just lose it over 25 years. They can't be bothered to have storage.
Who knows?
But Martian physiognomy, biology is a little unclear here, because they claim to have male and female, but they seem to just sprout up out of the ground. So it's not clear if at some point the females go and spread their eggs on the ground and then the males come along and fertilize those eggs. All we know is every 25 years, baby Martians just pop up out of the ground.
They are then sorted like a chicken processing factory, and the poor males are thrown down to live amidst the garbage.
Yeah,
while
because all they want to do is hug and dance.
Right. Yes. And wear man buns and white guy dreads, as the space hippies that they are, while the women live in a somewhat matriarchal, completely matriarchal because it's only women, but dystopian, totalitarian, and non-emotional.
This is presented as bad, but the men seem perfectly happy down there in the filth.
Yeah. It's one of those really bad sort of sci-fi conceits where they say, well, what if there's a different culture that's completely different from ours, or a society, but they don't give any good reason why that society would be different.
Well, and it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it wasn't always like that.
They're told it was always like that, but apparently the supervisor at some point decided, this is all nonsense. I'm going to make things run smoothly. The trains are going to run on time.
Right.
First thing we got to do is kick out all the men.
Right.
And have nanny bots raise the girls.
Right. It's one of those there's a high-tech thing like the food pill. You see this in a lot of bad science fiction.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we don't eat food anymore. How primitive. We just take this pill.
Yeah. Never mind the fact that people enjoy food.
Right. People enjoy having families. Yeah. People enjoy making babies. Yeah.
Yeah. But they have to get they look for a mom who's good at keeping her kid under control, and they steal her. And the process they use for programming the nanny bots results in the mom being destroyed.
Yes, so now
There's
we
no
have a
way
premise.
to just read her and then send her back.
Right.
So that's all kind of dumb.
Yes. There's a lot of flaws in technology
But
that are only there for a plot contrivance.
The thing is,
that make no sense.
I haven't actually read the original book, but I think I've seen it. And isn't it similar to Jumanji and its sci-fi sister book? Not quite sequels. It was Zathura.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's kind of a picture book.
Right.
It's not enough plot for a whole movie.
Right.
So I think Mars Needs Mom is also a similar picture book that maybe they needed to fill in some details and came up with dumb ones. I don't know who to blame.
Yeah.
And I don't care enough to find the original. Maybe if the library has it, I'll see.
Right.
And see if it works any better. But also, I think I'm going to judge the plot of a picture book a little more loosely.
Sure. Well, because a picture book doesn't take $100 million.
Yeah. So there you go. Well,
so
the good things, I thought everybody's performance was fine. The animation was fine. The design was ugly, but the animation itself was fine. So what were the bad things that you didn't care for?
Well, one, and I know this was necessary for some character development, but the kid, Milo, is just a little shit. He's a whiny little self-absorbed shit, which I realize a lot of kids are at a certain age. But he was just so unlikable, at least to me, that it also didn't support the premise that they're going to pick her out of all moms.
Right.
Because she can keep her kid under control, because she's clearly not keeping it under control.
No.
So I have no empathy for him.
He's a little liar.
Yeah.
She said, if you clean your plate, you can watch this movie on pay-per-view. And then he didn't. He didn't eat the broccoli. When she called him on it, he threw it in the plants.
Yeah. No, didn't he
gave
feed
it to the cat?
He
gave it to the cat.
Fed it to the cat, yeah.
Or he threw it in the plant and the cat ate it.
Yeah.
It somehow poisoned the cat.
So he didn't deserve his mom and didn't appreciate his mom. And I know part of the story was he will learn to appreciate his mom in a very cliche kind of way, but it didn't give a good motivation for why would he bother to try to get his mom back.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't want to fault the little voice actor. I'm going to fault whoever was directing him, but his voice just annoyed the hell out of me because he was basically whiny.
I mean, it should have been Seth Green.
It should have just kept it with Seth Green.
The other kid, though, Gribble, this poor guy has blamed himself because they look for someone who can keep their kid under control, because he blames himself for being well-behaved.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
if
my fault that they chose my mom because I was so well-behaved. I should have been a worse kid.
Yeah, just to fill in that plot point, I think we glossed over it. But Milo finds there's one other human on Mars who is the son of the previous generations.
Who did the exact same thing.
Mom.
Except failed.
And then has spent the past 25 years living on the trash planet.
Well, the problem is Milo has Gribble to help him save his mom.
Yes.
Gribble didn't have... George Ribble is his actual name.
Yes.
He didn't have anyone to help him. So he also hitched a ride on the ship that was kidnapping his mom, but had no help.
Right.
Milo has two people helping him.
Yes.
A human and a traitor.
A traitor to the to the Martian kind.
Yes. Traitor to
Well,
Martian.
but she is also a radical rebel in that she's
Hippie brainwashed by those commie hippies.
no,
Smoking too much of the doobie.
yes, there's. It did remind me slightly of Brazil, in that she's running around doing this graffiti on the walls,
Yeah.
and she's hanging from a harness,
Yeah.
in the dystopian landscape while she is tagging,
Yeah.
things. So, part of why that doesn't redeem the
I was
film
gonna
at all.
say,
That
you're
doesn't-
actually comparing this to the second greatest movie ever made.
I'm not saying it does a good job of that. As far
But
as
just to make up for this, though, folks, I think I've mentioned on here before that Casablanca is the single greatest movie ever made, but I'm not sure if I've mentioned that Brazil is the second greatest movie ever made. So rather than Mars Needs Moms, go watch Brazil.
yes, although Mars Needs Moms is a kids movie, sort of. Brazil is not a kids movie. Do not show that to your kids.
They need to learn.
It depends on the age of the kid, I suppose. Show them Time Bandits first.
Sure.
So when I was watching this, what I think comes down to perhaps the biggest flaw of this film is, as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, who is this movie for?
Okay.
And I'm not sure they have a good answer to that. I don't think it's really a movie for kids.
Okay.
But I don't think it's a movie. Is this meant to be a movie for Milo or for Milo's mom?
It's clearly meant to be for kids, but they obviously failed because no kids went to see it.
Right.
No moms took their kids.
And I think they might have been trying to aim at the mom audience in a sense of trying to say, look, Mom, you should be more appreciated, and your kids really love you even when they act like little shits.
Okay.
And I don't think any moms went
But
to
that's
go...
not cartoons. That's Stella got her groove back or something. I don't know.
I don't know, but yes.
That's not why moms watch movies.
Right. I think that's part of the flaw. I don't think they really knew who they were writing.
We should
this
say
movie for.
if you do feel compelled to watch it, it is on Disney. So they're trying to get some sort of return on it. It's grist for the mill.
Yes, and they need to be churning that mill pretty hard to earn back the amount this lost.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how you count that kind of stuff. You know,
the streaming revenue.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, I know they keep some sort of track on how many times something's been watched.
Right.
And I know they have to probably pay a royalty based on how much, which is
Right.
why they killed a bunch of stuff. They pulled a bunch of stuff off of Disney because they didn't want to bother paying royalties or something. I don't know what the real reason was. So I don't know if it helps this movie in some way if you do go stream it. Not that it's our responsibility. Yeah, it seems like things that didn't make money at the box office, they still have some value as content for the streamer, but I don't know how that works out in the end. You know.
Yeah, and I've led to believe it's all perhaps somewhat intentionally.
They probably don't know how it works.
Mysterious. Yeah.
But you got to have stuff up there, even if nobody watches it. The fact that there's 100 movies available, 200, whatever, it just adds to the value that I could watch this if I wanted to.
Right.
If you get some streamer and it's got nothing on it, it's got one season of Bob Builds Houses or whatever. You know?
Right. One thing that I felt I was a little disappointed. One of the more entertaining things to me about the movie was during the end credits, they show the process of motion capture for this, which I thought was more interesting than the actual
There was
movie.
also a big, huge song and dance number that
Right.
was not in the movie. It got cut.
Yeah, that was what I was going to get
And
at.
they all seem to be really having a good time doing it, too.
Right, and seeing, as I learned, that Dan Fogler, that his background is Broadway musicals.
Yeah.
I don't know how good of a song and dance man Seth Green is, but it seemed like it. I wanted to see that bit. And
Yeah.
was that cut in part because they weren't sure what kind of movie they were making, or was it cut for budget?
And it seemed to be everybody, including
Yeah.
members of the crew.
Yes.
There were some people that clearly were suited up as motion capture people, but it also looked like all the crew was participating as well.
Yes.
And they had all learned the dance in this song. So maybe it was meant to be a big celebration at the end when the two. So it works out happily in the end. Right. He saves his mom. The two sides come together. The supervisor is overthrown, but not killed. She's just forced to change diapers and get peed in the face, like you do. This happens a lot in movies.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Changing a boy diaper and he hits you in the face. And then they get to go home, but Gribble decides he's going to stay and hang out with Key, who's the name of the traitor. Because they've got a little romance going on because she has human shaped lips and big eyes. So
yes,
so
and
close enough,
and a thigh gap.
Yes.
An inhuman thigh gap.
And backwards satyr legs.
Yeah.
Legs.
One of the things towards the end one of the things that annoys me in general about a lot of movies, including the entire Harry Potter franchise, after things are resolved, they're still keeping the existence of Martians secret.
Uh-huh.
Why do they need to do that?
I don't know. Oh, they do make it clear though that they're pretty much living underground because
Right.
the Martian, we see the Martian rover, and it's like we're drilling into this rock to see if we can find evidence that there may have been some life millions of years ago, and then we pan underground, and that's where all the Martians are. And then at one point they set up like a Wile E. Coyote screen or something to
Right. They set up a screen in front
block
of
the view
in front of the Martian rover, but they're clearly technologically superior to humans, so they have nothing to fear from the Earth.
Right.
And they have things that they could have gained from the Earth.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Why not just come say hello?
Yeah.
Well, because the woman was a dictator who wanted to be in charge.
Well, I suppose that's true, but aren't they doing that video screen after she's been overthrown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know.
And they've made peaceful contact with Milo and Gribble and
don't
Milo's
know.
mom.
I don't know. Would you want to hang out with us?
I might.
I don't know.
Anyway, the relevant thing to Harry Potter is why did the magicians... I understand why the magicians want to keep their existence secret from the Muggles, but why do they insist on keeping Muggle technology secret from the magicians? Although you can ride a train, but not a car.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole nother podcast, and I'm sure somebody's already done that podcast.
It doesn't make sense. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
No reason they can't just use a teapot or a telephone or whatever.
Right.
Well, what are we gonna? I didn't put. We use a 5-star rating system here,
okay.
but I usually cuten it up for Halloween, make it pumpkins or
right.
full moons or whatever, or stages of the moon.
Well, but this is
So what are we doing?
this
for
is Mars Needs Movies, right? For this year.
Yeah.
So how many flying saucers do we want to give
Sure,
this?
there we go. How many flying saucers?
On a scale to 5?
5.
To 5?
It's hated it, didn't like it. It was okay. Liked it, loved it.
I'd give it a 3.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
3. It was okay.
It was okay. I did not hate myself or hate
No.
the filmmakers for making this.
Yeah, it didn't make me angry.
Yeah. I didn't, nor did I say, I need to tell anybody else to watch this.
No, it was perfectly fine.
It was fine.
So it's on Disney Plus if you guys want to watch it. You make your own choices in life.
Right.
So there you go, folks. Remember to hug your moms.
Yes.
Tell
yes.
your mom you love her.
Yeah.
Don't say, I wish you were never my mom. Meh. Or Martians will come kidnap her.
Yes.
So we'll be back tomorrow with another in our Mars Needs Movies series, and then we're probably going to spin this off when we're done into a semi-regular show. So if you like what we're doing, please rate and review, like and subscribe on wherever you're listening, and consider checking out our Patreon at mmftg.com. Until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I've been Pretentious D.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements. Please do not misuse science. We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.